What is going on, everybody? All right, so let's talk about a few things. This live stream won't be too long. I'm just going to talk about a few things with this whole state of where DC is, where it's heading, and what's going to come from this. Because right now, DC is in a very bad shape, and it doesn't matter how you put it, they are doing very, very bad. And that sucks, to be honest with you. So let's just get right to the point as everybody's coming in and stuff like that. Appreciate everybody. If you could donate to the channel, go ahead and do so. I thank everybody for watching and all this good stuff. All right, so look, as a DC fan, all right, this is a DC fan talking. I am not happy with what they're doing right now at DC, the decisions they've been taking, the decisions they've been making, and everything that's been coming from this. Because right now, DC is in very critical condition. What's going on, Sean? What's going on, Slipknot? Appreciate y'all. All right, so look, let's get to the bottom of this. All right, DC/WB doesn't learn their lesson. They continue to bring on board people from Marvel. WB, you need to stop doing this already. All right, you're sinking yourself. You can't blame the fans at this one. You're blaming yourself because you continue to be stubborn and hard-headed. And some of you might be asking yourself, well, why is it that you want this studio to flop and why you want it to go down? It's not that I want it to flop or anything. I want the best for this company. I'm a true DC fan and I like what DC puts, but I will not accept everything that they will put out. And as a fan and as a consumer, I have every right to say what I want and what I don't want. What's going on, Preach 85? Appreciate you right here. You know how it is, cracking down on WB and all this, how they've been running things. But as a DC fan, all right, a true DC fan, all right, because all these fake DC fans that want WB to turn DC into quote unquote Marvel with the Marvel formula, it's not working. It never will and it never has. All right. 2023, we proved to you as the fans, as the consumer, right? As your loyal fan base, that we're done with this. We don't want you to give us what you think is right and good for business. You have piss poor decisions. You don't know what you're doing. You have no direction and you don't know what you're doing. You had quality. You had Zack Snyder. You screwed him over. You had David Ayer. You screwed him over, and you keep screwing everybody over, right? But it's okay for you to allow James Gunn to do everything that he wants to do. That's trash. Nothing that James Gunn has brought on board at WB and with a DC property has made money. I don't want to hear no type of excuses. So all you fake gun bros that are out there, right? Accept the fact that James Gunn is trash. The Suicide Squad is a DC property. And don't come here and tell me, oh, well, that was because it was the DCEU. No, get out of here. Accept the fact he's inside of WB and he's doing a DC property movie. And it flopped. It tanked at the box office. No excuses. We have Pissmaker. Pissmaker is also trash. Overgrown men talking about dick jokes and talking about, perverted, twisted jokes. That doesn't categorize anything that's good. It's just trash, straight up. We are not going to accept and allow for you to give us what you think is best. Fire James Gunn and we will stop at nothing, period. And when we say that we will stop at nothing, that's to show and prove to everybody that we as the fan, as the consumer, are fed up with it, all right? This is what happens to all these movies that they don't give the fans what they want, all right? Going off subject, when you have video games, comic books, or anything in the entertainment business, and you try to give us woke agenda, anything with a race swap, anything that we do not want and do not care about, or politics, we, the consumer, the fan, are going to boycott you. And when it all comes down to it, your sales at the end of the month, at the end of the quarter, whatever you want to call it, are going to be tanking. And this right here is what's happening right now. A lot of people are right now coming out because they're straight up trolls talking about, oh, I like where DC is heading. No, you are the fake fan. The real fans want the best for DC. DC has always been dark. DC has always been what they were. The Burtonverse was dark. The Nolanverse was dark. And of course, the Snyderverse was dark. And now that we have Matt Reeves, that's also dark. All right. I don't like Robert Pattinson. I don't like Matt Reeves and his vision. But damn it, that's much better than what we're getting with James Gunn. What the hell is James Gunn trying to establish? That's what I've been telling y'all for a while. And y'all need to wake up. The facts are James Gunn has been sent from Marvel from Disney to come and destroy and dismantle everything from DC from the inside out. And a lot of fake fans are accepting that, and they're like, hey, it's okay, we want that. You know why? Because you're a fake fan. A true DC fan doesn't want that. A real DC fan wants what we're getting right now with Matt Reeves. Even though I'm a DC fan, but I'm not against it. All right. So when you guys tell me, oh, well, you're not a real DC fan, I am a real DC fan because I know what I want. That's it. I'm not going to accept everything. So all you fake fans out there saying, oh, well, you have to accept everything that DC puts out. The hell I don't. I will not. And just like that, a lot of you need to also realize, do not accept everything that this shitty company is trying to give us. And that's the problem. A lot of people are jumping the ship, if you want to say, and now trying to support James Gunn. But it's not enough. A lot of people don't even care about it. They're not excited for it. They're not interested about it. It doesn't trend. And when it only trends, it's because people are making fun of it. That's the only reason. All right. When Zack Snyder was there, I don't care what you said. People were sitting at those theaters. People were watching those movies. Then you have not Peacemaker, The Suicide Squad from James Gunn, and nobody was there at the theaters. And don't come and try to play that pandemic game. Don't, because Spider-Man made over $1 billion. All right. So it was in the same time range with that whole flu virus, whatever you want to call it, going around. And then what happens? Oh, that's right. Because Disney's not backing up James Gunn and Marvel's not backing up James Gunn. Because, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy made money at the box office. You know why? Because Disney was backing him up. Disney is their own, that's their IP, that's their brand. So they're going to be like, you know what? We have to push this so we can make money. Of course, they're going to back James Gunn up. Why? Because they need to make money. All right. But then he gets fired. Why? Oh, that's right. Because we know about those disgusting, perverted, sick-mented, right? Sick-minded tweets that he would put. And I don't care about some of you that are, oh, well, those are old tweets and that was just a joke. You know what? Shut up. You're sick and you're disgusting just like him. There's no exception. You're sick and twisted just like him. James Gunn is not the one. James Gunn needs to get out, and we, the fans, will stop at nothing, and we will make sure that Superman is going to tank. All right? It's not that I want this company to tank and flop. No, it's just that I'm sick and tired of everyone trying to support James Gunn and say, oh, he's our savior. Oh, he's the one that's going to make change. Get the hell out of here. No, he's not. All he's doing is destroying this brand. And this is what this studio is allowing. So you're going to get rid of quality with Zack Snyder when they were making money at the box office. They were making money with Suicide Squad. Sure, it didn't make $1 billion, but you know why? That's your fault, WB. Don't blame David Ayer. Don't blame Zack Snyder. Don't blame the fans. Blame yourselves. It's time for you to accept accountability. The accountability is for WB to be held responsible for all the mistakes that they've been doing. We fought for the director's cuts. We fought for Suicide Squad. Not the Ayer cut yet. We're still fighting for it. But what the studio gave us with what is this whole thing of what is this thing? The Studio Squad. That's not what we wanted. And now they gave us the uncut, unrated version, whatever they want to call it. No, just give us the Ayer cut, damn it. That's what we want. And we will stop at nothing until we get it. And we will get it in due time. Right? The same thing when we got with Batman versus Superman. What did we do? We fought until we got the ultimate cut. If WB would have said, you know what? We're going to release this as it originally was, rated R. From the beginning till now, we would be on top of the game. We would be on top of the cinematic universes. You know why? Because DC had quality when Zack and David Ayer were there at WB doing their DC cinematic universe, right? That was the real DCU right there. That was right there the time of DC, all right? Let's not forget, the DCEU came from us, the fans, because that wasn't an original term. That was the original DCU. We just started adding the extended universe to it. So don't get it twisted, all right? The real deal DCU was when Zack was there, David Ayer was there, the Snyderverse, the Ayerverse were going, and it was fulfilling. The problem and the things that came down, and then WB tries to blame the directors for it, is that, oh, well, people didn't support it enough. You know why? Because you didn't give their original versions. You didn't give their original cuts. You screwed them over. You screwed us, the fans and the consumers, and then you want to cry about it. But it's okay for James Gunn, right? You didn't interfere with James Gunn. You're not interfering with James Gunn right now. You're allowing him to do everything that he wants to do. And boom, slap a R-rated label to it, right? With the Suicide Squad. Ha! Guess what happened? It flopped. It tanked massive at the box office. So what's the difference? Oh, that's right. You're picking and choosing, right? Oh, I see it. That's right. Yeah, because I remember when Hamada was there, Toby Emmerich was there, and Sarnoff was there, and the list continued of all these fakes. And then WB brought in Joss Whedon because they thought with Joss Whedon is the key. We're going to make over $2 billion because he made the Avengers. It didn't work. Oh, you know what? We're going to bring in James Gunn because James Gunn is the savior. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. All right. And then what happens now? James Gunn, he can't even announce. He can't even announce his own damn costume. It leaked before he announced it, and not only did it leak, we already knew what was coming from it because there was insiders and people and scoopers saying, "Oh, his costume's going to have the underwear." And remember those images that leaked, and people were like, "No, those are just AI. Those are fake. Those are not real." And they were on a set. And what happened? A few days later, probably less than 3 days, boom, the full costume gets revealed, not by James Gunn, but by fans that are behind the set and they're getting pictures like paparazzi, whatever you want to call them, and they leaked it. And then since then, till the day of today, we still haven't gotten James Gunn to fully reveal the costume. Oh, what? And then he puts a picture of Superman putting on his tights. I mean, his boots. I mean, his little panties. I mean, I'm sorry, his little boots. Yeah, exactly. Because that's all it's been, nothing but memes. People putting that he's putting on panties, that he's putting on big old underwear, big old boots. The list continues, right? It's been nothing but jokes and a meme. And that's what you get, WB. That's what you get. You're nothing but a joke and you're nothing but a mockery right now. And it's a shame. I, as a DC fan, I am embarrassed to say that I'm a DC fan. That's why I've been boycotting them. I haven't been buying their stuff. I haven't been watching their movies. I still haven't watched Aquaman 2. And yes, it's from the DCEU. Yes, it's from Zack Snyder. But you know what? It's under the direction and supervision of James Gunn. I've seen some of those clips on YouTube. Not impressed. I am not impressed. We got the flush last year and it tanked. That movie tanked. It did terrible. But then everybody, including what's his name? I can't remember this dude right now from Tom Cruise. Oh, it's the best movie. Everybody was saying the same thing. It's the best movie. Oh, this is the best movie. I can't wait for everybody to see it, right? Even Gary from Justice League, the freaking parademon, even he saw it and he thought it was the best. Remember those memes? That's what we've come to. It's nothing but a joke right now with this studio. Enough is enough, honestly. I'm telling everybody. Apparently, there's a rumor right now coming out that either in December, we're going to be getting the trailer for Superman, right? Don't be surprised if it does come out a little bit earlier, probably around Thanksgiving, because WB tends to do this. They'll probably give us during Thanksgiving, Black Friday days, a trailer, like a little tease. But I'm telling everyone, get ready to dislike that trailer once it's up. And don't be surprised, they're going to disable the dislike button. You'll see WB's going to pull a shady move and they're going to disable it. Because the same way that the Acolyte is getting the most negative, and the same thing with Snow White is getting the most negative and dislike, clicks on YouTube, watch, they're going to disable that. There's a reason why they took away that you could see before how many people would like and dislike those numbers. And next, don't be surprised when they take away the dislike. The same with like Rotten Tomatoes is doing. They're so rotten that they're getting away, like they're not even letting us, the fans, comment and put what we truly feel about a movie. Oh, no, 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 you can't, because that's censorship also. You see, that's the hypocrisy about these studios and these corporations. That's when it comes down to it, WB, you have no sympathy from me. You don't. You're flopping, you're tanking because you're digging your own hole. And this is where you're leading yourself. Because with James Gunn, it's not working. It didn't work with the Suicide Squad. Those numbers for Peacemaker are fake. They're altered. They've been touched. Those are not organic views. They're fake. They're going to do the same for Peacemaker Season 2. See what I'm saying? We're still not into production with the Batman 2. Why is it taking so long? Oh, they're working on a script after all these years, right? The movie didn't make $1 billion at the box office, and I don't care what you tell me. That movie tanked also. Okay, it didn't tank and it didn't flop the way you might think, but it didn't reach the goal where they thought it was going to reach. They thought that they were like, WB was like, you know what? We're not gonna do the Ben Affleck movie of the Batman. Instead, we're gonna bring in Robert Pattinson overnight because nobody knew that Robert Pattinson was going to be the next Batman. Nobody, none of us, because there was no leaks or anything. But we already knew about David Cornsweet that he was going to be recast, that he was going to replace Henry Cavill back in like what 2018, 2019, sometime around there. And then boom, what do we have now? It fulfilled. It happened. And the same thing with that lady that's playing the new Lois, whatever in his movie. Okay, there has to be somebody in the inside that's just there completely to screw DC every way, shape, and form from every angle, up, down, back, front, side to side, everything. And that's what's happening. The problem with the studio is that they keep refusing to listen to us, the fans. We know what we want. We know what we're buying. And what happens? They think that they know what's best for us. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. WB, you need to seriously reconsider and listen to your fans and give your fans what they want. You need to remove James Gunn. It's not going to work. It's not working with James Gunn. All this brand of DC is nothing but a joke. It's straight up a circus. It's nothing but clowns, and it's completely a circus act. That's it. So you're going to tell me that now, all of a sudden, we all heard the rumor, right? If you haven't heard it, you're about to find out now that they're trying to cast the rumor that apparently, what's his name, Josh Brolin, the one that played Thanos in the Avengers, is being offered to play Hal Jordan in the upcoming Green Lantern of the DCU with James Gunn. Oh, so you guys still don't learn, huh? You still want to bring somebody from your competitor? You still want to bring somebody from Marvel slash Disney? It's not going to work. What part don't you understand? It's like completely. How blind are you that you just don't see? But then again, this is where we, the fans, come into play. This is how we win against this studio. You know how? Very simple. Keep your wallets closed. I have my wallet right now as I speak to you. You hear that? My wallet, all right? It's closed. That's it. This studio doesn't deserve a penny from us. They don't. And their stocks continue to drop. I saw their stocks today. Oh, wow. It went up probably maybe like a point eight, a point. That's it. You see what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Netflix is crushing it. They're crushing it. I don't care what you say. Netflix is crushing it. As I'm here talking with you, let me look at this right now. Netflix, all right? Netflix stocks, right? Okay, they went down. They went out. They went down 0.324%. Oh, big deal. Nothing. But they're still 678.61. Meanwhile, WB is at 7.80 something. We know recently that the lowest that it went to was $6.66. Bravo to us, the fans and the consumers. You know why? Because enough is enough. And as we get closer to James Gunn's quote unquote reboot DCU, it's not going to work. It's just not. DC is in critical condition and they know it. They know that they are. But the only reason why James Gunn is still there is because let's not forget, he's still under contract. When a person is under contract, all right, by laws and regulations and all that stuff, you can't break the contract. If you break the contract, you can, but there's always going to be consequences. What's the consequence? They terminate the contract early, and what happens? The studio now has to pay a big percentage for breaking the contract and not going by what, by in other words, by not keeping the word on writing, right? That's why he can't be removed right now, right? So let's accept that. As fans, let's accept that right now James Gunn isn't going anywhere. That's for now. This is why he's trying to cram everything that he can. Now the rumors coming out also that he's trying to introduce Batman in his Superman movie because now he wants to do or what? World's finest, a team up with Batman and Superman. James Gunn, you're just desperate. You want to be like Zack Snyder, and you will never be Zack Snyder. Accept it. You're a fake. You're a phony, and you're a sick, twisted, demented type of person. All right, that's the fact. Zack Snyder is quality. David Ayer is quality. James Gunn is trash. James Gunn equals negative in sales. All of his movies always end up in the clearance rack. Go to Walmart right now. Go to Walmart and you'll see in that clearance rack the Suicide Squad movie on DVD. You'll see, what do you call it? In my local Walmart, it's been months. It's been sitting there. The whole box set of McFarlane toys. I think it's like the whole deluxe set. I don't even know what it is. All I know is that's like probably like $100. It's been sitting there in clearance for months. What does that tell you? Nobody cares. It's not interesting. You go on eBay, those prices for those figures are cheap, super cheap. You know why? Again, nobody cares. Nobody's buying that. But when you see stuff that has to do with the Snyderverse, you don't see that on clearance. You don't see that on a cheap price. You know why? Because they sell. They sell. We know that McFarlane Toys is right now about to release some new figures when it comes to, what is it, the Batman versus Superman, a movie that was what, we're almost going to 10 years, and we're still talking about it like if it was literally a year and a half ago. People are still talking about it. This is insane. That shows you that something is quality. When people keep on talking about it, that means that it's quality. You don't see people talking about the Avengers of the first movie. Oh, you remember the first Avengers? Oh yeah, what a classic. Oh my god. You don't see that. But everybody to the day of the day, both Marvel and DC fans, still talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League, Batman vs. Superman, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and the list continues with the Snyderverse. What does that tell you? That it's still in the back of the mind of everybody, that it's fresh, it's right there, it's quality. It's quality. When you go to eat, right, a burger, let's say right now, right, you're probably at lunchtime, you're about to go on lunch break, whatever, depending on what side of the world you're at right now, right? You want a nice, thick, juicy burger, right? Are you going to just go to anywhere if you have the money? You're just going to be like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go to this fast food place. They'll give it to me like what? Like less than 2 minutes, and that's it. Or you're going to be like, you know what? I have the money. Let me go into an actual restaurant and get that thick, juicy burger that has quality. Oh, man, that cheese that melts, the tomato, the little sesame seed bun, all that good stuff, right? Which one of the two you're going to get? You're going to get quality. You're not just going to get whatever. You're going to get quality. That's the same thing when it comes to a movie. Should I watch Suicide Squad from David Ayer, or should I watch The Suicide Squad from James Gunn? Decide. You have quality over a joke wannabe film. Should I watch Justice League from Joss Whedon, or should I watch Zack Snyder's Justice League? Oh, wow. Okay, that's quality. I'm going with Zack Snyder's Justice League. 2 times it doesn't work with the Marvel formula. Should I watch The Flush, or should I keep on fighting for Restore the Snyderverse so I can get a proper Flash movie with what Zack was going to give us originally? I'm going to keep on fighting for the Flash. I'm not going to see The Flush. You know why? Because it didn't work. It didn't work. Batman from the DCEU is Ben Affleck. And what did they do? The studio? Oh, let's bring in Michael Keaton, because that's going to bring in everybody. We're going to bait everybody with nostalgia. Stop it with the nostalgia, everyone. Nostalgia is in the past. Move on. You tell us to move on, right? Ridiculous. But then when Justice League comes out with Joss Whedon, that's Ben Affleck's Batman in that timeline. Why are we putting Michael Keaton's song into this universe? Stop it with the nostalgia everywhere. That's just a phase. It comes and goes. What happens now with The Flush? Let's bring in Michael Keaton. Everybody's going to eat it up. No, they didn't. Look at how bad it did at the box office. When, WB, are you going to realize? Stop giving the fans what you think is good for business and start listening to fans and give them what they truly want. There's a minority of people that want James Gunn, and it's not enough. You have the majority, and aside from the Snyder fans, you have people blue check marks, regular reviewers and bloggers, people from the media, celebrities, that they've come out and they've even said, I want to see David Ayer's cut. I want to see Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. And most important, I want to see where this is heading and where it's going. And the most proper thing is, I want to see how it all concludes. And that right there is quality. Nobody cares about what James Gunn is building. He's trying to build and copy and paste what Zack Snyder has already done. I read some of your comments. Somebody was saying, "Oh well, what was it that I deleted the comment?" I'm gonna be real with you because it's just too much. I'm not here to tolerate anything that James Gunn is putting out. They were like, "Oh well, you know, with James Gunn, he's gonna be doing it proper because it's the world's finest team up." Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. Zach already proved it. It worked. It worked. And like there's a report out there that everything that Zack Snyder put out there, it's not for everybody. Of course it's not for everybody. And not only that, like I've said it in the past, simple-minded people cannot comprehend the greatness and the quality of what Zach was giving us and what David Ayer was giving us. You know why? Because it's just too much that it was ahead of its time. It was ahead of the game. If WB would have sat and said, you know what, Zach, do your thing, cook how you want, and in the end, we'll see what happens. No. What happened? WB said, you know what? Let me get up and let me get in the way and let me do this and let me do that. And I think this should be done and we think that that should be done and blah, 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 blah. It didn't work. It didn't work. Man of Steel did great because the studio didn't interfere with it. But come Batman versus Superman, that's where things started to change. Because of course we had snakes slithering within the studio, like Toby Amarack, and the list continues. And what happened? They were like, oh, hold on, Zach is gonna do quality? We can't let that happen. And look at the mess that they got themselves into to the day of today, September 9, 2020. I mean September 3rd, 2024. It still haunts the studio because they screwed themselves over. Not the fans. We knew what we wanted. And look at where they're at right now. It sucks. It's bad. It's cringe. It continues to get more and more cringe. Every time I watch and I hear something, I'm like, what now? Oh, this is embarrassing. Why are you guys even allowing this? Now, if you're going to bring in, what's his name? Josh Brolin to do Hal Jordan, he's 56. But I thought this new route they wanted to go with, they didn't want to cast nobody old. He's 56. Oh, but it's a problem with Ben Affleck, right? But he's 52. So it's a problem for Ben Affleck that's 52 to do his standalone film, right? That's a problem, right? Let's look at another fact check. Let's look at this, right? How old is Michael Keaton? 72. So it's okay, right? Look at the hypocrisy of the studio. It's okay to do the Flash movie, right? Also known as The Flush with Michael Keaton, right? Let's focus all of our attention on Michael Keaton that's never been the Batman of this whole universe, that's 72, instead of Ben Affleck. That is the proper Batman of this universe. You see the hypocrisy? It doesn't work, DC. It doesn't work, WB. The Marvel formula does not work in here. Okay. You know what? We're going to scrap everything. All right. This is WB. We're not going to go with Zack Snyder's Justice League characters, but we're going to use some of his cast. But then you know what we're going to do? We're going to take them all out slowly. And then we're just going to leave it up in the air because we have no clue what we're doing. Exactly. You have no clue what you're doing. Bring Zack back. Let him cook. That's why Netflix is winning. And I get it. Some of you are like, well, I didn't enjoy Rebel Moon. Okay. You have the R-rated version. Shut up and move on. Oh, I didn't enjoy the R-rated version. Now it's too long. You're not a real fan. You're just a critic. See what I'm saying? That's the difference. A fan's going to be like, hell yeah, let's go. And a fan's going to be like, I don't know about this one. I'm not feeling it too much. Now, if you have two versions of the movie and you didn't enjoy either or, you're no longer a fan. You're just a critic. And critics, you can never please, period. A critic can never get satisfied, plain and simple. And that's what Rotten Tomatoes is and all these companies that they review. The critics. Stop pleasing and trying to appeal to the damn critics and start targeting and focus on what your fans and consumers want. Okay. Marvel is now moving into the next phase, right? Whether in like phase six, five, six, something like that, they're still moving with that brand of the Avengers. If WB would have said, you know what, let's stick to what Zack is doing, let him fully cook. We get it. We can't please everybody. We just can't. All of a sudden, now, if you look at the big picture, Marvel's ahead of the game, yes, because they stuck with, even if it flopped, because of course, perfect example, Thor. We have four movies. The first one's the best one. The second one started going downhill. The third one was completely a mess, and the fourth one, I don't even remember it because that's how bad it is. But what does that tell you? Marvel didn't give up. They continued. Thor has four movies. Captain America has like what, like three movies? That's crazy. We would have been right now completed with the whole Snyderverse if WB would have allowed Zack to fully cook and David Ayer to fully cook. We would have had Suicide Squad, right? David Ayer's cut. We probably would have had Suicide Squad 2. And who knows? Probably a third one building up. We would have had Gotham City Sirens like they promised that we were going to get. And what happened? It didn't happen because WB got in the way and they screwed things up like they always do. And then the same with Zack Snyder. If they would have let Zack cook, right now, chances are we would have been coming up or probably getting off of Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. Right now, we would have been. But again, WB just lets time fly and they didn't do anything. They had Ben Affleck all these years, and every time they brought him in since the beginning was nothing then it was nothing more than a damn cameo. Batman versus Superman does not qualify as a Batman Ben Affleck standalone movie. No, it doesn't. It was half Superman, half Batman, and probably a third of Wonder Woman towards the end. Why? Because WB got in the way and they wanted to rush it. They're like, you know what? We want to catch up to Marvel. Stop trying to catch up to Marvel and start focusing on what you want to do and where this universe is heading. The same thing is happening right now with James Gunn. James Gunn knows that his days are numbered at WB. He knows that we the fans are not happy with him. So what is he doing? He's trying to put everything together. Oh, we're gonna make this. He's like an octopus right now. We're bringing this, we're bringing that. We're gonna put this one. This one's probably gonna make a cameo. This one's gonna stay. This one's gonna go. He's doing a complete cluster. You get what I'm saying? Of nonsense. It's not going to work. And for that, Superman is going to tank at the box office. A lot of people complained and said that Batman versus Superman was getting overboard with the cast and everybody they were bringing on board. It's not compared to what James Gunn is bringing in. You might as well turn this whole James Gunn Superman into Superman and his fantastic friends that are the wannabe Avengers that are, like the Guardians of the Galaxy. You see how ridiculous that sounds? That's exactly what it's heading. It makes no sense. Make it make sense. It doesn't, and it won't make sense because James Gunn has no sense of guidance. He doesn't know which way and where he's going because James Gunn, in the end, he's trying to leave his quote unquote legacy. But his legacy is going to be something when we look back and he's no longer there at the studio and we're going to be like, what the hell happened? What the hell was going on during that time? That's what he's going to leave behind. And then we're going to look at not only us, but our future generations and generations are going to look back and they're going to be like, damn, what the hell happened during that time of history in DC timeline? Everybody's going to be like, we have no idea. We have no clue. That was something that the studio wanted to do and they had to deal with it. And that's going to forever stay right there. The same way that a lot of people make fun of the Schumacher, Batman and Robin. And of course, you got the bat nipples. Till this day, those bat nipples are still there. They're forever going to be there. And while I'm saying that real quick, I have to acknowledge and let's give credit to McFarlane Toys for not adding the bat nipples to the costume. That was amazing. Oh, that's pretty trippy. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. But when it comes down to everything with this whole universe and DC and everything that they're in, the shape, it's just completely a mess. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to do anything positive for the company. On the contrary, all it's doing is just bringing and sinking this company every day, every week, every month, every year, more and more. It's not helping. Bring Zach back. Bring David Ayer. Let them cook. If you can have an Elseworld timeline with the Joker, with the Batman, with James Gunn, whatever it is that you want to build with cartoons, video games, why can't you bring in Zack Snyder and the Snyderverse, David Ayer and the Ayerverse? Is it something you have against them? Oh, that's right. Yeah, let me clarify that real quick. If you look at the big picture right now, James Gunn is just jealous of what Zack Snyder has accomplished because they've been in business more or less around the same and they've worked a lot together. So their quote unquote friendship, right? It's like Cain and Abel. One is jealous of the other. And here we have James Gunn that's jealous of Zack Snyder because look at how big Zack Snyder has gotten. Zack Snyder is so big right now that Zack Snyder is just not Zack Snyder. He's just a brand. And that brand sells. Whether you like him or you don't, it sells. And what is Netflix doing? They're capitalizing. I don't care how you see it, whatever point of view you think right now, good, bad, negative, whatever in between, you have to accept the fact. Zack Snyder is one director in the movie business right now that's truly crushing it. He's crushing it. You're not seeing that with any other director right now. You're not. Not from Marvel, not from any other studio. You're just not. That's complete quality. So Zack Snyder has a lot of potential. And we all know it. Whether you like him or you don't, or you're in between, accept the fact. Netflix is winning. You might sit here, oh, well, Rebel Moon isn't doing that good, and, nobody's watching it and this and that. That's what you want to think. You want to think that it's not succeeding. But Netflix is winning. Look at their stocks in the 600s. In the 600s. Oh, wow, I win a few points, a few dollars. That's nothing. WB, on the other hand, is at $7 and $6 with cents. That's terrible. Rebel Moon is winning. It doesn't matter how you look at it. Oh, but it's not, and this and that. Yeah, whatever. You're being a critic right now. Just look at it from a professional point of view. If it wasn't succeeding and if it wasn't making money, why is Netflix still interested in making money off of their IPs with Rebel Moon? Because they believe in Zack. How come Netflix doesn't interfere with Zack Snyder the same way that WB did when he was there doing the DC universe with his movies? You know why? Because WB didn't believe in Zack. Netflix believes in Zack. That's why they're allowing Zack to cook however he wants. They want to put out more Rebel Moon instead of Army of the Dead. I'm a Zack Snyder fan. I like zombie movies. But I like more Rebel Moon than what we got with Army of the Dead. And I'm telling you as a Zack Snyder fan. I'm not telling you as a paid shill, whatever you want to call me or label me. No. I'm being honest. As a Zack Snyder fan, I personally did not like Army of the Dead. And it's okay. It's okay. The same way, you can be a DC fan and not like what James Gunn is doing. And you're still a DC fan. But don't come here and try to label us and tell us, well, you Snyder fans are so delusional. You Snyder fans always with Zack Snyder, or you Zack Snyder fans are occultists. No. You know why? Because the real cultists and the sick-minded people are followers and supporters of James Gunn. I left a comment on some, I won't get into details, but somebody responded with something disgusting. And I'll tell you what it was. We were talking about, the movies and stuff like that with James Gunn on another social platform, not here. And I put something, I think I put like restore the Snyderverse, that was quality or something. And somebody just responded because they got so triggered and they're probably still hurt that we got the Snyder cut, that they just replied with a disgusting comment, bringing in Zack Snyder's daughter. How low do you have to go for that? You see how disgusting that is? That's like you mentioning somebody that's no longer here, that's deceased. That's disrespectful and it's disgusting. And I'm calling all you James Gunn fans out. You're all sick, twisted, perverted, immature, rotten to the core. You might not be, but majority of you are. And you need to stop because you know that we the fans will stop at nothing. And we the fans are determined to get what we want. And you know that we will get it in due time. That's why you're scared and you fear it. That we the fans will stop at nothing. There's a YouTuber, Grace Randolph, and she said that when we were fighting for the Snyder Cut. She was like, I gotta give it to you. You Snyder fans, you guys don't give up. Exactly. We do not give up. Like the Spartans, we do not surrender. And we will stop at nothing, like Darkseid said. That's what I'm telling you. The only way to get this studio to give us what we want is the two options. Now, close those wallets. Keep those wallets closed. Stop supporting what they're putting out there. Cancel those memberships. Cancel everything that has to do that they're putting out. Don't support it. Don't watch it. It's about sending a financial message. The studio is going to realize the hard way, and by the time they realize, they're going to be up for sale because in the debt that they're in right now, they can no longer continue to stay afloat and hold on with what they're trying to do. Stop bringing in people from Marvel. Stop bringing in people from Disney. Stop trying to copy Disney and Marvel. Stop trying to be like Marvel. Stop trying to bring the Marvel formula. Stop it with everything that Marvel is doing and succeeding. That's their thing. WB, focus on what you already have. Focus on everything you have there right before you. Redeem yourself. Redeem yourself with the fans, the audience. Gain your trust with them again. Listen to your fans. Restore the Snyderverse and release the air cut. It's crazy, but that's where the profit, the quality is all at. All right, so let me look at some comments real quick that I see all of y'all posting. I appreciate everybody that's watching. I'm gonna take a few minutes and we'll talk about this real quick. It's a lot, but I appreciate everybody that's watching, everybody's tuned in, all that good stuff. Yep, DC must lead with the Trinity. Yep, that's what it started, but WB didn't allow it. They just had to get in the way. We didn't fight for the Ultimate Edition of Batman versus Superman. It was always coming. Yeah, it was coming to a certain point, but with the sales that they made at the box office, we fought for it. All right. Aside from the Guardians of the Galaxy films, yep, everything that James Gunn has put out has flopped. Yep, you can look it up on IMDb. What is it? IMDb or whatever that thing's called. Internet Movie Database. Whatever. Yep. Without the MCU brand, Gunn has nothing. That's true. That is true. Ha! So true. All right, you haven't watched Aquaman 2? Kudos to that. I haven't watched it either. I don't plan on watching it. I've only seen what I've seen on YouTube from the clips that they put, and I'm not impressed with that, honestly. The Flash is the biggest flop, and DC losing over 200 million. Yep, that's true. Sucks, but it's true. This is why we have to keep on fighting so we can get what we want. The Flash. I remember that. The Flash is the best movie since The Dark Knight from Nolan. Wow, I remember that. How many times they didn't say that? They used to say that so many times. They just copied and pasted. It was the best thing since since The Dark Knight. That was crazy. Oh wow. All right, let me see. All right, Zack Snyder's vision and Zack Snyder's Justice League was that one sequence was going to be of Batman entering the parrot demon's nest. That would have been nice. I really wanted to see all of that happen. Yep, exactly. I agree with you, Batman. Ben Affleck movie was needed, and they gave us Robert Pattinson completely. The same thing we wanted Man of Steel 2, and we were gonna get it, especially with Black Adam that they brought in Henry Cavill. And what do we have now? A ripoff of Henry Cavill. But that's what the studio's reaping right now, and it sucks. Exactly, I agree with you. Zack Snyder understands the DC characters much better. That's true. Let me say something real quick. A lot of people tend to say the following: "Oh, well, Zack doesn't understand the characters." You don't have to understand every character 100%. Marvel doesn't understand their characters. You're just so used to the Marvel formula that you're completely brainwashed to accept whatever they put. This is why they put woke and SJW agendas in these movies, because the sheep are just sleeping and they're like, oh, okay, that's acceptable. You know, that's just in the comics. And you go and see in the comic, it's not in the comic. It's they're trying to force it upon the audience. It doesn't work. That's why certain movies don't work. That's why Captain Marvel Part Two, or was it the Marvels, didn't work, because they were trying to force the audience to accept something that we didn't want. And look at where it's at. It flopped. The first movie with Captain Marvel made what, $1 billion, and the second one, which you want to say is the second one, with the Marvels, it tanked. So what went wrong there? Ah, you see, they didn't understand it. Ah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, what's the highest stock number WB ever reached? That's a good question right there. I have no clue, but probably I have to do some research on that. I have to see how I would have expected from James Gunn, Batman loves Superman. Oh wow, yeah, don't be surprised. All right, we need Suicide Squad air cut. Yes, release the air cut. We will stop at nothing. All right, let's see. Zack Snyder just released in 2021. That universe is still fresh. Of course. That's crazy. Look, 2021. We're 2024. 3 years ago, we finally got the Snyder cut. That's incredible. You remember how many people used to say, "Oh, it doesn't exist. It's never going to happen. Give up. You're delusional." Blah 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 blah. blah, right? They were like little puppets just talking. Blah, 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 little barking dogs, right? And then what do we have now? Oh, that's right. We got quality right now on shelves and in digital, which is called that unicorn, also known as the Snyder Cut. And not only is the Snyder Cut, it's aka Zack Snyder's Justice League. That sounds amazing, doesn't it? Zack Snyder's Justice League. You imagine seeing that in the theaters? Wow. You imagine that? Now imagine seeing at the end, oh, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 coming soon. Woohoo! The internet's gonna go wild and the stocks are gonna be insane. But apparently WB doesn't like that. They look like they just wanna go downhill. The new Batman looks like a Lego brick. It does. It really does. And you know what? Now that you're talking about the Lego, I mean not the Lego, the logo. If you look at the logo, I was looking at a picture. I'm gonna try to look it up again. Look at the concept art from Ben Affleck's Batman, from his the Batman movie. His bat symbol looks a lot like Robert Pattinson's. Oh, but let's not forget, that's where Walter Hamada, Toby Emmerich, they came on board and they were like, let's scrap Ben Affleck and we're gonna go ahead and just bring in overnight Robert Pattinson. And then when they revealed their costume and all that stuff, you compare the bat symbols. The new one, of course, it looks tweaked, but it looks like they just went off with that idea that Ben Affleck was gonna have in his costume. And of course, they did what they did with what we have now. Yep. DC is becoming Marvel because Warner Bros. Has the same shareholders as Disney and the CIA are involved. Interesting, but I wouldn't doubt it. All right, they were using Marvel formula and it didn't like that. Yep, and I didn't like that. True, a lot of us didn't like that. You know, it just it doesn't. Yeah, that's true. All right, why everybody loves Spider-Man, No Way Home, or Deadpool and Wolverine? Nostalgia. Yeah, you know what? As a fan, in everything that has to be with nostalgia, there's a time and a place, but not everything has to have nostalgia, honestly, because it just gets to the point where it's like, all right, I'm done with this. You know, that's why now if you look at it, going off topic real quick, GameStop is trying to capitalize on the word retro. You know, retro, vintage, nostalgia, it's the same thing. It's just a more modern, hip word for old. That's it. That's all it is. So when you see nostalgia, these old characters, these old casts. You know, same thing with vintage and when it comes to retro. It's the same thing. It's just a different term for it. But, you know, it's crazy, you know. Bro, answer some questions in the chat. That's what I'm trying to do right now. It's too many. So, you know. Uh, yeah, it's true. Toby Maguire back as Spider-Man, but he is over 40. Hey, if you could bring in Michael Keaton and he's 72, why not bring in what's his name? Toby Maguire. That he's what, probably 45 now? I don't know. You know, so there ain't nothing wrong with that. We could, I'll still accept them. You know. All right, let's see this one. Black Adam was a setup to fail by Warner Brothers. Gunn didn't promote the film once. No China release and many other factors. That's true. That's true. WB didn't back it up. Oh, and now while we're talking about that, now look at this. Now that you said that, interesting. Because now, when Joker Part 1 came out, it wasn't allowed in China. That was a no no. Oh, you can't watch that because it's too hardcore. And now there's rumors going around that Joker 2 is going to be played and allowed to be screened in China. Ooh, what a coincidence, right? Ooh, they're so hypocritical. How double faced this company is. All of a sudden now they need China. You know why? Because they need those China numbers. Because China is a big market when it comes to all these movies and stuff like that. This is why you always hear about Marvel and um, DC that they're gonna release it in China, not release it in China because it's a big market. And in China is a huge market for WB, especially with the Snyderverse. This is why when they screened Aquaman 2, I've said this many times. I remember reading the comments on Twitter. Somebody had posted, yes, Ben Affleck's scene does come out in the pre screening for, what was it? For Aquaman 2. But when they released it a few days later here in the States, all those tweets, all those things are gone. Like you try to look for them, you can't find them right now. I tried to, I just can't. People were putting that. I saw a few, not a lot. A few people were confirming it that yes, Ben Affleck's scene did make it to the China release. You know why? Because in China, they support the Snyderverse. Very, very hardcore. So if anybody from China is watching, big shout out to y'all. Much love. I appreciate y'all too. So let me know if you're in China. Just comment. That would be interesting to see. But it's just interesting with the studio. They like to allow and reject. It's just wild. It's like they could have released Zack Snyder's Justice League in theaters. Along with the streaming and to the day of the day. Especially now, look at right now what they're doing. This whole Batman Day is coming up right now. Oh, they're screening every movie except Zack Snyder's movies. Very interesting. We won't forget that, WB. Once again, you try to screw us over, huh? We'll remember that at the box office. All right, so let's see what else. Got a few more comments before I get off. I got a few more minutes with y'all. I know you guys are probably on break or just chilling. So we need Ben Affleck's movie. Yes, we do. We need it ASAP. ASAP. All right, let's see this one. Thor 1, 2, you like. 3 was mid and 4 was complete garbage. Yeah, I can't even remember Thor 4, honestly. It's pretty crazy. It's like I don't even remember the last Thor. It was crazy. It was completely insane. It's really it's crazy what the studio has allowed and not allowed. Exactly. Rebel Moon is doing good. I think it's doing great, honestly. I know I got to get to Rebel Moon. What is it? The director's cut. I will be watching that hopefully very soon. I just been occupied with a few other things and stuff. I was like, screw it, let me just go on the stream and talk with you on stuff, because I know we need to talk about all this, especially with what's going on right now with the studio. Trying to become literally a copy and paste of what Marvel and Disney is doing right now, which is crazy. Yes, big time. Rebel Moon's quality, was it? Yeah, Rebel Moon's Netflix quality increased big time. Yep, that's true. Snyder Cut quality was at the level that Marvel couldn't reach. Yep, for sure. Exactly. We will use the old ways. We will stop at nothing, restore the Snyderverse, all that good stuff, and especially release the air cut. Exactly. They should just introduce something new. Don't use the Marvel formula. That's true. I like that one. James Gunn apologist. Where y'all at? Crickets. Crickets. You hear that? They're like little barking dogs. They want to come out and just Snyderverse, right? For that. But we're here. Where y'all at? Anybody in the comments with James Gunn? No? Okay. See what I'm saying? Well, yeah, that's what happens and stuff like that. Oh, for sure. For sure they're gonna be mute in 2025. Oh man, that's gonna be fun to see. All right, I want exactly the Amazing Spider-Man 3. Yes, they need to make the Amazing Spider-Man 3. They really do. There was something about I don't know where I came across it. I should have just saved the file, but whatever. It was talking about that they need to bring in what is it, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man to I guess either team up or go up against Deadpool. That would be awesome. Hopefully in Secret Wars, we know we're gonna see him again in Secret Wars. They're gonna probably start building up and connecting everything. That's one thing that I really like about Marvel, how they connect the pieces. And WB, they have all the pieces there, they have all the characters, all the cast, but they just don't want to do anything with it. It's like How do you make it make sense? That's all I can say. Make it make sense. It's completely it's crazy. But I'll go ahead and take like probably two more comments if you want to go ahead. Leave it so I could check it out. But I'm about to get going in like the next few minutes, if anything. But yeah, it's crazy. It's completely crazy with everything that's going on right now. This is true. Release the correct Flashpoint story and Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. Yes, we need that. We really, really need Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, and for sure we need 3 because that right there's quality, and for sure that would help the studio big time. If WB was to say, you know what, we're going to do on a separate timeline, nothing connected to what James Gunn is doing or anything with the other worlds, that's fine. But here's the big but. Let's not forget that in the flush, they opened the door to the multiverse. Not the multiverse, the multiverses, if you want to say. Because they went into every universe from every timeline, going way back to Adam West. So if you're opening this big Pandora's box of the multiverses, where's the Snyderverse at? You just can't sweep that under the rug. You just can't. And for that, we, the fans, will not forget what the studio has been doing with us, toying with us, and not wanting to give us what we want. Because when it all comes down to it, overall, we the fans know what we want. We want more Zack Snyder, we want more David Ayer. Because if it wasn't, we wouldn't trend with those big events, and we wouldn't just trend out of the normal. Especially when James Gunn posts something, all of a sudden now you have things that are trending related to the Snyderverse. When Superman was out, um, what was it recently? That it was trending and stuff like that. But what was trending along with that? Henry Cavill with what else? Zack Snyder. Rebel Moon was out recently and it trended. It's crazy. But what does that tell you? That this is quality. It's just things that people want, they enjoy and stuff like that. And look, like I said, I'm a Zack Snyder fan. I don't think at the time when it came out, well, I wasn't really too active on Twitter, but Army of the Dead didn't make as much noise like it did with Rebel Moon. So, and that's coming from a Zack Snyder fan. Some of you might enjoy Army of the Dead. That's cool. Like I gave it a shot. I tried and I rewatched it. I just couldn't. It's just because I just cannot watch a zombie talking, running, and holding anything. To me, it's like the old zombie movies where they're just like Resident Evil, where they're just slow. Like it's just that type of stuff. But whatever. Am I excited for Sonic 3? Yes. Yes, I am excited for Sonic 3. I'm probably going to see it like 3 times just because that looks really, really good. I know I saw the first one right before, the whole pandemic and everything that shut down during that time. That's crazy. I remember seeing Sonic 2. And then what it was like probably during the same time we had Birds of Prey. And, that was literally like probably like early March. Yeah, I remember it was 2020 early March because everything started shutting down on, I'll never forget it, March 13th, Friday the 13th, 2020. So I remember 2 weeks before that seeing Sonic. I probably saw it 2 or 3 times in the theaters. And Birds of Prey, I saw it once and I was so disappointed. But yeah, I'm ready for Sonic 3. I cannot wait. I want to see what they're going to do. I hope it has a lot of action. Finally, we have the trio that are going to be there. Give you a review if you watched Batman Cape Crusader. I haven't even seen that honestly. It just doesn't appeal to me honestly. Um, I'm just not excited honestly. Like I said, WB has been putting out stuff, but it's just not getting my attention. And it's not just because well you're just a Snyderverse show and all you want is just Snyderverse. No, they can put out good stuff. It's just I'm just not interested in it. That whole Harley Quinn show. I keep hearing is good, but it has a lot of like I don't know. It's just not my type of cartoon, if you want to say, And it's just I don't know. Now Penguin, that's coming up. I don't know what. I think it's coming up soon. Yeah, they did the whole swap with Penguin. It's like, come on now, like that already tells me and it screams to me not to watch it. When something's like that at that level, and not only that, changing topic real quick. Look, I play video games, and Mortal Kombat One it's a big letdown. I've seen gameplay; it looks nice, the characters and stuff. But some of the characters, what they did with Cyrax and Sector, come on, man, why are you going that route again? Why are we going woke? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Come on, WB, it doesn't work. What they did with Suicide Squad, with the Justice League, it didn't work. That we knew that microtransactions were not going to work, and that's what hurt this game. It's a game with a lot of microtransactions, and it flopped. Just, you need internet to play it. You just can't play it just to play it. So it is what it is. That industry is not they're not safe either. But that's what happens. That's what happens and stuff like that. So it is it happens. But you know it is what it is. But yeah, so I'm about to let y'all go. I appreciate everybody for watching and all that stuff. Yeah, I heard supposedly there's a new Arkham game that's also being on the works right now. That one's supposedly they're trying to aim it for consoles. Hopefully, because if they do what they did with that Arkham Shadow, that's gonna be trash. I don't even care about it honestly. That just because it's on that VR. I mean, who sits here and really plays VR like that? It's like we want a console game, and they gave us Suicide Squad, and look at how bad that was. So, again, this company keeps on sinking in every angle. Instead of giving us quality, they're just cutting shortcuts, and this is affecting them in the long run. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day. Y'all stay blessed out there. Stay safe. All that good stuff. And as always, hit that subscribe, share it, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.